Hello all and welcome to another pickups video, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. It's my Eddie deal. It is my deal with Eddie of Rollerxcore for a large chunk of his Xbox 360 collection, because Eddie did decide to sell up most of his Xbox 360 collection in order to invest the money in focusing on other areas of his collection. There were a few bits he kept, but a lot of it he got rid of, and I was blessed that not only has he done me a fantastic deal, but he gave me dibs on many of the games here that I have picked up, and I've managed to knock off some very rare games within the 360 collection, including the rarest, if you ask me. So without further ado, as Big Mike would say, let's get into this and show you everything that I've done or had a deal with Eddie for in this bundle of Xbox 360 games which I picked up off him. And it's just wow. Honestly, mate, cannot thank you enough, because you really have been an absolute legend in the deal that you've done me. Can't share the price with you because I just don't do that with other tubers, but he came down to visit and he dropped them all off as well. So he actually came here to visit as well, which is amazing because it's like a 4-hour drive for him. So legend for that as well, Eddie. But anyway, the stuff that he's given me, well, we had a deal with him, but he still chucked in a few gifts as well. And then I've got them into piles here. I've got all the games into piles. I've got a pile of games, which is basically a gift. I'll get onto that in a minute. Then we've got the Connect stuff. And then we've got the other 360 stuff, which was the primary stuff, which I asked for in the deal alongside that pile of Connect games. But anyway, there were a few outright gifts, and that includes what you were staring at the whole time. These here, nice little trinkets just to add to the collection. This was how you used to buy Xbox Live back in the day. You used to buy 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months off the shelf in a case, and that was how I got mine. But I never used to sort of keep all the paperwork and stuff, and then I used to keep the cases as case replacements. So obviously Eddie's had some of these, and they just make nice little interesting pieces just to go in the collection, really. So yeah, he gave me those as a little freebie. So yeah, it's just nice to have these as a little reminder of back in the day of how you used to buy your Xbox Live. Anyway, the next free item that he gave me, he didn't include it as part of the deal, even though I needed it back then. He just gave me his copy of Beatles Rock Band. He said I could have it. He said, not part of the deal, you can have this one for free. He said, because the case is broken and there's no manual. So just said, the game works perfectly though, so you can have it as a placeholder until you get yourself a copy of the game. I was going to say, this deal was done a good couple of months ago now, and I've actually replaced it since. So I can now forward a game only, essentially, or broken cased without manual copy of this game on to somebody else. And the final outright gift that he gave me was a copy of Tiger Woods PGA Tour 14. We were talking about the latest sports titles and how they are a little bit pricier, but people at boot sales don't realise that, and they turn up at boot sales. So the boot sale before he came to see me, apparently this turned up again, but he always turns up at his boot sales, apparently, this one, Tiger's PGA Tour 14. And it's like a £10 to £15 game, because I say it's one of the later sports titles, or one of the last Tiger Woods PGA games made on the 360. So lo and behold, apparently it turned up. It only cost him 50p, so he gifted it to us. And of course, it's only one of those thin paper manuals, but the manual's in there. It's in great condition as well. So I'm really appreciative of that. It's got the, look, yeah, we love it when it's got the hologram stick on the front. So I'm really appreciative of that, Eddie. That is absolutely fantastic that you could find that for 50p and then just give it to us. That was absolutely amazing. Okay, so the first pile of games is 360 games, obviously, but not Connect ones. Now, after I gave him a list of games that I wanted, both Connect and non-Connect games, he then gave me a list of other games and said, these are the cheapies. He said, let us know which ones you want and I'll chuck a few in for you. So these are technically gifts as well amongst the deal, which is absolutely amazing, because there's quite a few in this pile as well. Now, all the games that I'm going to show you now are all sort of like 50p up to about £2 in value. So absolutely amazing, Eddie. Brilliant. Chucked all these in as well. First up, not Disney's Brave, but Brave a Warrior's Tale. I've seen this one about, but never really had a look at it properly, so I have no idea what it is about. Kind of looks like some sort of 3D platformer. And I should say now that if I forget to show you, every game comes with a manual. Every single game comes with a manual, which is what we like. So, Brave a Warrior's Tale. Next up, Dark Star 1 Broken Alliance. And we've got a good old slipcase. We've got a slipcase as well. when I was reading the list, I didn't realise that had a slipcase, so that's a bonus. We do like our extra bits of cardboard. Thick, chunky manual as well. Absolutely cracking condition. As I say, all of these games between 50p and £2, but however, I do think this one is a £2 or so. Really pleased to have that, mate. Thank you very much. Next up is a game I actually had beat, got the 1000G, and got rid of. So it was nice to put this one back in the collection and just get it done, because when you played a game before, you tend not to actually aim for it when you see it out and about and there's other stuff available. So it was just nice to get this one back into the collection. It is an atrocious game, to be honest with you. Easy 1000G. I mean, there's one achievement which is finding collectibles, which is a little bit just annoying. Not a great game. Easy 1000G, but just nice to have back. As I say, when I first had this, it was back in the day when I never used to keep my games, and I just used to pass them on or sell them off or trade them in to get something else to get more gamer score. So back in the day, once I had the 1000G and complete the game, just got rid of it. But now I am a collector. Next up, we've got, pleased to have this one. Nearly pinched this one off eBay a few times, but always missed out because it goes a little bit too high for me. This one probably is worth a couple of quid. Kingdom Under Fire Circle of Doom, and only on Xbox 360. So there we go. Lovely condition manual in this one. We've got a bit of something a little bit extra there behind it. That's always nice to see. Again, never played this. Have no idea what it's about. So there we go. There's a little bit of a view of the back. Maybe you can work it out. But yeah, if it's any good and you played it, let us know in the comments. Next up, don't see this one about a lot. Not an expensive game, just don't see it about a lot. So quite pleased to have picked up Conan there. And I'm guessing, yeah, it's probably going to be some sort of hack and slash game. At a guess, not entirely sure. But there we go. Got a bit of inside cover art there, I've just noticed. I don't think it's a reversible cover. It's more inside cover art. It was in game once upon a time in its life. But yeah, nice to have that one ticked off the list as well. And next up is the final Halo game I needed. I didn't have Halo Wars. Got all the other Halos, didn't have Halo Wars, so we've now got that one done. We now can tick Halo Wars off the list, complete inbox with manual, as they all are. So yeah, nice to have all the Halo games finally done. Next up, Child of Eden, better with Connect allegedly. I think my good friend the Retro Bear recommends this one to play, so maybe I should get round to playing this one sooner rather than later, and try using the Connect with it as well. But there we go. From award-winning game designer, that will captivate your senses in one of the most anticipated games of the year. Readily available, this one, not expensive one. I think this might be 50p and £1, so not that expensive to pick up. So if it's recommended to me, then it's only that money. Then why not give it a try? This apparently is awful. Not that I played it myself. I'm going by what I've heard from many other people, but just always intrigued me by the cover of this one and the very random name Morph X, or is it one word, and how do you pronounce that if that is one word? From the good old people of 505 Games. Of course it's a 505 Games. If it was formerly a game owned by Eddie, does love his 505. But yeah, don't know nothing about this one either. I've just heard that it is a bad game. But there we go. Nice and complete with the manual. Lovely condition. Thank you, Eddie. Next up, 50p sports title. All day long, this one. Definitely seen this one about, but only a couple of times. And never really got around to picking it up. So it's very kind of Eddie to gift it to us. And it's got this foil sticker on the front, which actually, of every copy I've ever seen, I've never seen one with that foil sticker on the front. And that's really cool, the way it looks like a baseball as well. And obviously it's a baseball game. So yeah, a little bit different from your generic sports titles. It is kind of a singular release within its name. So yeah, nice condition as well. Just nice to have that one in the collection finally done. Next up, Def Jam Rap Star. I've got the Def Jam icon or whatever it is. Oh, is it called Def Jam icon? Don't know. The one where they fight each other. It's a beat 'em up in sort of an arena. But I didn't have Def Jam Rap Star from Konami, so we've got that. There's a song list. I'm not going to read them all out, but if you so wish to read them all, you can pause here just briefly. I'm seeing if anything jumps out to me. I'm not the biggest into rap music, so nothing really. Oh, Kanye West Gold Digger. We know that one. Yep, so yeah, Def Jam Rap Star, I believe without the microphone, it's only like a 50p title. But yeah, another one off the extensive list, ticked off. Pleased about that. Very interested to give this one a try. Obviously, it's kind of modern day reboot. Bionic Commando from the good people of Capcom, of course. So yeah, very interested to give this one a little bit of a bash. Nice condition manual, thick and chunky manual again on that one. Got an extra bit of paper behind that as well. Lovely. We do like all of that. Extra flyers, you know, don't know whether they came with one or not, so it's always nice to find one in the box. Okay, next up, I was actually quite pleased to have this, believe it or not, and that is Le Tour de France 2012. I say that because I've got the 2011 one, which isn't dated, and I've got the 2013 one, and now I've got the 2012 one. I do believe there was a 2014 one as well. There was actually 4 of them, and now I have 3 of them. And this is absolutely mint, and I can understand why. No, there's plenty of people out there that like cycling. I don't mean it like that. But yeah, it just seems a bit of a random thing to make a game on, the Le Tour de France. However, there are several of them, so they must do well. So, as regards to my Le Tour de France on the 360 subset, I'm now 3 for 4 in that. And the last one in this, this is amazing. This is how legendary this deal is. This is the last one in that pile, which is basically added as extra as part of the deal. So yeah, it was part of the deal, but it was added extra. So it was kind of, yeah, they're kind of gifted basically. Last up, Wartech Senko Rondeur, don't know. Sounds French, that doesn't it? But yeah, really pleased to have that one. Looks like some sort of one-on-one fighting game with robots in the air. Now that is something I can get on board with. That looks a lot of fun. That really does, actually. That might go quite high up the backlog list in order of to actually play. So there we go. We'll spin the disc around the right way. Nice, thick, chunky mint manual as well. Absolutely brilliant. Really pleased with that. Absolutely loving that. Thank you very much, Eddie. Okay, so that was the cheap games which he included in the deal, which is absolutely insane, mate. I keep saying it, you're an absolute legend. That is absolutely fantastic. So we've still got 2 more piles of games. Next pile I'm going to show you is all of the Connect ones, and there is one of the rarest games on the 360 amongst that, as well as some very, very tricky ones to get, even though for some reason the price on them isn't actually that high. Okay, so the Connect games start with, and I'm hoping this is very much like the bowling on the Connect Sports Season 1, because I have a lot of fun with that and I'm quite good at it. 505 games, there we go. Eddie loves his 505 games. So yeah, Brunswick Pro Bowling, of course, complete with manual as well. Fantastic condition manual there as well. You're looking at about £8 to £10 for this game. So as I say, obviously I'm going for a full set, but I really am wanting to subset the Connect first. So I was pleased to pick up some of these titles, which personally I don't see around a great deal. Now the next 3 games are all worth around about a tenner-ish, but again, just don't see them around a lot. I could be a Power Ranger in my own living room, jumping around in front of my Connect with Power Rangers Super Samurai. Don't know how that's going to work with the Connect. Obviously, I would imagine you're probably going to do some sort of martial arts, fighting enemies and all that sort of stuff. Again, lovely condition, mate. That is proper glossy, that manual. Really liking that. So, yeah, I'm actually going to look forward to giving that a try, as will I doing some surfing and skateboarding in my living room, pretending to be SpongeBob SquarePants. So, yeah, SpongeBob SquarePants, surf and skate, a road trip. Another one complete in box with manual. Again, around about the £10 mark, this one. I don't see it around about. Out of the 3 that are worth about a tenner, this is probably the one that I have seen a few times. I think I've seen the Power Rangers one once. However, I have never seen out in the wild, although I don't think there's anything rare about it. Rapala, or Rapella? No, there's no E there. Rapala for Connect. Again, around about a £10 mark, this one. So, yeah, pleased to pick that. Be interested to see how a fishing game works with Connect. Is it all going to be like my videos, all hands? You know, I'm not quite sure. But, yeah, just fantastic condition, mate. Insane condition. Brilliantly. Oh, loving it. Absolutely loving it. Next one, getting a little bit dearer. This one, tricky-ish to find. I think, see, it's got it in stock online. And that is Motion Explosion, and this is around about a £12 to £15 game. Lovely, complete in box with manual. But yeah, just another one I wanted to now. This one looks a lot of fun. Looks like a lot of mini games. Why have we got PlayStation symbols on an Xbox box? The triangles and the squares there. Don't know. Anyway, yeah, it looks a lot of fun. That looks fun there, actually. Looks like it's got some sort of Bowling. Oh no, it's not a bowling game. Maybe don't know. Gonna have to try and find out. That's the easy way around it. Okay, so the next 3 games, the first 2 are very tricky to find. They're not actually priced up at a lot on CX, but just try and find them. They're not that commonly available. And it's one of the Zumba games. Eddie told me about this, and I'm so pleased he did because he's right. If you find this on eBay, it's not cheap. CEX actually have it listed as £15, but they don't have it in stock, and they rarely have it in stock. Tough one to find. There's 4 Zumba games. Can I remember them all? One's Core, Rush, and World Party. Fitness, World Party. No, that's this one. Can't remember. He's having a look around. Zumba, I think, it's Join the Party or something. But this is the one to find out of the 4 of them. It is a tough one to find, and if you can find it, I think you're going to be paying more than £15 for it. The next one is certainly a very tough one to find, so it's one of the ones I was very keen to get off of Eddie, and that is Kung Fu High Impact. Again, CX never have we've got a funny story with me and Ross actually. CX never have this in stock. They have it listed as a tenner, but as I say, they never have it in stock. They had it in stock once upon a time, or listed as in stock once upon a time for £8, and Ross, Xbox 360 collector, tried buying it like 4 times, and each time had an email saying sorry, and the money was refunded. So then I had to go at it, and I got the same issue with it. And now, funnily enough, it's disappeared, as in not in stock. So they must have mistaken the type for something else and taken ages to correct it. But anyway, bit of a tangent here. Difficult one to find this on the PAL. If you find it on eBay, you're going to, I would be say you're going to be paying around 30 to 40 quid. Very tough one to find. So very pleased to have picked it up off Eddie as part of the deal, and pay nowhere near that, basically. So again, Eddie, you're absolute legend, mate. And then finally, one that actually cropped up a little bit on Amazon after I'd done the deal with Eddie, and a few people managed to pick it up on the cheap, but I managed to pick it up on the cheap off of Eddie, and that is what become a little bit famous recently, Obot Pentank 2. And this is Eddie's copy, which came sealed as well. Now, so this is a difficult one to find. Loose, probably around about the 50 mark. Sealed, one sold on eBay about a month ago for £130 sealed. However, because a few of them are now out there, there's a few of them on eBay listed at around about the £100 mark and not selling. So the fact that a load of these turned up on Amazon recently quite cheap has currently influenced the price of it. However, keep hold of it, and in the future, this one's only going to go one way again. It's going to go back up once those ones eventually are gone, and once that stock that has turned up eventually gone, this one will go back up in price and probably hit 3 figures easily for a sealed copy, and then obviously the unsealed one will rise again. So very pleased to have a very rare, one of the rarest Xbox 360 games ticked off of the list, obviously. Okay, so that's the Connect pile done. We've got one more pile, and this was basically all of the games that I requested that weren't a Connect game originally. And again, as I say, it's done as a stellar price here. The first few up aren't overly expensive. They're sort of low to middle range value. But the last few, and then we're going to round off with the rare one. Right, so let's dig into these. First one I actually asked for, again, it's not an expensive game. It is an expensive game. It's like a £3 to £4 game. It's one of the first ones I picked out just because I've always wanted it. I've seen it out and about. It's basically Xbox 360's stab at a Wipeout game. It's exactly what that looks like. So yeah, it's just one of those, I just really wanted it. So I just was like, I want that one. I want that one, please. So yeah, we nicked up Fatal Inertia. There we go. Next up we've got is, again, it's just one that I thought I don't see that around about a lot. I'll have that. If it's anywhere between £5 to £10, this one, Space Chimps. Looks, I've not seen the film. I'm going to guess it's some sort of 3D platformer as well. But yeah, there we go. We've got Space Chimps on the 360, obviously. They all are. Again, another game coming up next which I don't see around about. It's round about with the same value as Space Chimps. There's a lot of words there to read. What have we got? Score International Baja 1000 World Championship Off-Road Racing. Competing for the longest title ever in a game. Well done. From Activision. It looks good. It looks a lot of fun, actually. Look forward to giving that a try. I do like my racing games that don't take themselves too seriously. So, yeah, a bit of an off-road racing game. Doesn't look like something that's too serious. So, yeah, might enjoy that one. Next up, Damage Inc. Pacific Squadron World War Two. I love the cover art of this. It's sort of very esque of back in the day. So yeah, looking forward to giving that one a try. Obviously, we've got aircraft. I don't know if it's simulation or... Yeah, it's got to be more simulation than arcadey, I would imagine. And as I say, we're in the £5 to £10 region of games at the moment. And yeah, this one you can buy with a flight stick, I believe. I think with the flight stick, it's like 45, 50 quid. But yeah, game alone, you can play it with a normal controller. About £5 to £10. And we've finally got this little subset complete. Yes, we've got a subset complete thanks to Eddie. I had the first one, and now I've got Gundam 2, and I've also got Gundam 3. And I think like this is 6 and this is 8 or something like that, and these sort of go up in price as the series go along. I've had the first one for ages, so I've now finally got 2 and 3, both complete in box with manual. I mean, you know, Dynasty Warriors with Gundams, robots, what's not to love and have a little bit of fun with that about. So yeah, I still need to play the first one. Of course I do, my backlog is huge, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to digging into that series of games. Next up, game I know absolutely squat about, but I don't see it about a lot, and I do believe that this one is worth around about £12 to £15. So I was quite keen to pick it up because I don't see it around about a lot, and it's that sort of price. Have no idea what it's about, what it's on, until I saw that. Apparently it's based on the Iron Sky movie. Never heard of a movie called Iron Sky. If it's any good, I'm sorry, I've just not heard of it. It's passed me by. Really crisp condition manual there again. So the condition of these in general, Eddie, absolutely amazing, mate. So not a lot of screenshots there to go by, but obviously it's something in outer space. But yeah, no, absolutely squat about this. So gonna have to give that one a try. Right, one that I was quite keen to pick up, around about 15 quid. This one, value wise, worth another completing box. Looks like sort of a little bit of a Super Smash Brothers game with Digimon. So yeah, I just don't see this around a lot. It's only out in the wild. Get it on eBay, I think, quite easily. But yeah, don't see this one around about a lot. So quite happy to pick this one up. And even though I'm not into Digimon as sort of a franchise, I am into my fighters. So yeah, looking forward to giving that one a bash. Another subgenre that I'm a little bit into and enjoy playing is kart games. And we've got Dreamworks Superstar Karts. Now, Eddie very kindly helped us out on this one because I was going to go for the Madagascar Karts game, and he said that this one is a little bit more uncommon and a little bit rarer to find. And this one's worth around about the £15 mark. And the irony is that I picked up an Xbox 360 bundle deal recently, and that had Madagascar Karts in it, so all's well that ends well and that sort of things. So yeah, I do like my kart racers, have a bit of fun with them, so I look forward to trying this one out. We've got Shrek, Donkey and others. I've got to be honest with you, there's How to Train Your Dragon and Monsters vs Aliens in there as well. So does he have a car? Does he just slide along the floor really fast? Is that what's going on there? And do you just fly? Which is kind of cheating because you're supposed to be in a car. Karts is spelled the cool way with a Z at the end. There we go, look at that. So, here we go, we've got a few of the characters on the back. And yeah, as I say, a bit of a guilty pleasure playing kart games. Really enjoy them. Ever since Mario and Crash jumped in them. Obviously, I have, played a kart racer before. Looking forward to placing that one. So, right, next up, we've got another pricey-ish one off the list, and this is Birds of Steel. We're stepping up a bit from 15. We're talking more about the 18, perhaps £20 mark for this one. Looks very similar to the to that Pacific game I saw earlier in the fact that it looks more simulation than it looks very simulation. In fact, it even says at the top there, Real Combat Flight Simulator. So a flight simulator game on 360. It's not the sort of genre that jumps out to me, as in I really want to play, but I do want to get achievement out of every game, so it will get played at some point. Probably this will be more in the back end of the backlog list, which is huge. So I don't know when I'm going to get round to it, but yeah, it's nice to have this one ticked off the list because I say it's not as common as others, and it's not regularly found out in the wild. That pretty much applies for all of them now, because I was going to say about the next one, and that is Monster Jam. Now, this game is what? We're talking anywhere between 20 and 25 now. We're getting up into that range of games. I was very keen to get this one when I saw it again, because I just don't see it around a lot. Looks pretty cool. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what it is. Catch massive air, race outdoors, destroy everything. Gravedigger is the name of the monster truck, I do believe. So experience extreme monster truck action. So it's pretty much, you kind of know what you're going to get from it. Lovely, complete in box with manual there. Absolutely love it. So brilliant. Nice to get that one ticked off the list. As is this next one. Again, we're talking 20 to 25 pound at the moment. I would implore people to buy this one if you're collecting 360 and you see it around and about for that sort of money, because this is one of the later releases in the 360's lifespan. So probably the amount of them is going to be a little bit lower out there, because I say it's later in its lifespan. And yeah, it's just going to be one of those that's going to be a little bit trickier to find. Disney games also very popular as well. So if it doesn't go up, it's going to hold its price sort of thing, certainly for a while. So between 20 and 25, I would recommend grabbing this one, again, sooner rather than later. So yeah, when I saw that Eddie had it, I said, yeah, I'd like that to include as part of the deal as well. So yeah, really pleased to have that. I think there's like 5 of these Cars games, and I haven't really concentrated on getting them. I think I just have Cars 2 and I have Cars 3. So yeah, there's obviously the first Cars as well. There's Cars Racerama and Cars Matanational. So yeah, there's 5 of them in the Cars games on the Xbox 360 subset. But for me, this is going to be the one you need to look out for and try to grab as soon as possible if you're collecting for the 360. Right, next up, really pleased to have this one. This one you just don't see around a lot, and a lot of people chuck this in their like rarest 360 games list. However, it's not valued as much as some of the others, and that is Test Drive but Ferrari Racing Legends. Really, really pleased to have this one. I mean, CX have this listed as £25, but again, I can't ever remember seeing them have it in stock when I was looking. So really pleased to have this one. And I'm guessing it's exactly what it says, really. It's a test drive game, but with Ferraris. I know there's two other test drive games on the 360. You've got Unlimited and Unlimited 2, I think they are. But yeah, let's spin that round the right way. Really pleased to have this. And a lovely crisp manual as well. It is just lovely ticking the uncommon ones off the list. It really is. So, absolutely loving that. Cheers, Eddie. What an absolute ledge, mate. Okay, so next up we've got is, yeah, this one I see around a little bit, always holds its value, and very pleased to have the Spyro game that is on the 360. So we've got the Legend of Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon. So very pleased to have picked this one up. As I say, this one during the first lockdown, it was as high as 32, but CX currently selling this for 25, but this one does pop up a little bit. It's worth nabbing because it's not, you don't see it around as much as other stuff, and I'm pretty sure that it's always going to hold its popularity because it's Spyro, just like the 2 Crash games on the 360 do. They always hold their value as well, just due to the popularity of the character, I think, more than anything. So yeah, you just don't see it around a lot, and as I say, it's Spyro, so I would grab that one. So yeah, again, lovely condition, as pretty much all of these games are. So really pleased to have that one. Now we're getting into last 3 games now, and these are all very uncommon games and very difficult to find. First one up, very pleased to have this one. Very tough one to find. Hunter's Trophy 2 Europa. I say CX have actually got this listed at £20, but it's never in stock. You're going to pay probably more than £20 for this one. You're creeping up to, 30, 40 perhaps, some maybe even in between that bracket. But yeah, if you see a PAL copy of this game on eBay for a decent price, I would absolutely nab this one. Very difficult to find. I don't agree with hunting as a sport at all, but a game is a little bit harmless in a way because it's not real. But yeah, not into absolutely agreeing with hunting at all. So there we go. There's a couple of screenshots there to just make the game look sort of a beautiful a beautiful scenery shot basically there. So yeah, tough one to find. Nab that if you see it. Okay, second to last, Handball 16. One that CX has listed as a £32 game, but again, you just will never see it in stock because it just doesn't turn up at CX. It is a tough game to find, especially on PAL, especially in English. Absolutely pleased to have this one. It doesn't have a manual. That's how it comes. It is a disc-only game. This is kind of your manual, I suppose. I don't know a lot about Handball. I don't know how to play Handball. I don't know who these people are, but I'm very pleased to have the game because it's one of the rarest on the 360 to find. As I say, £32 CX have it listed out. You won't find it. You won't find it in CX. It won't turn up unless for some reason I decide to take my copy in, which is not going to happen because we're going for the full 360 set, which I will always be keeping. And yeah, as I say, £32 is CX. If you see this on eBay, I remember one guy was trying to sell his for 100, which was well over. But yeah, what, 40, £50, you know, not going to be far off right with that sort of figure. And then finally, the piece de la resistance, the creme de la creme, the final one in the video. So pleased to have this. It is I was going to say one of the rarest. It is probably the rarest to find, and I finally have it thanks to Eddie, and it is in amazing condition as well. Final Fantasy Online, Seekers of Adaline. There we go. Beautiful condition as well. And look at that. Lovely crisp manual. Absolutely loving that. Mint disc as well. Do you know what? This is just, it's one of those that turns up on eBay perhaps once a year. So if you see it on eBay, you're going to be probably in a bidding war for it. If you see it out and about in the wild, grab it. Because you're going to be touching three figures on this one. Even in this condition. Even in an unsealed condition, you're going to be touching three figures on this one. And to be totally honest with you, it's not even a game you can play because the servers are down for it. But as a collector's piece, rare as, absolutely rare as. And I honestly cannot tell you how pleased I am to have this. It's amazing that I've got this. I honestly thought this was one of those that it's going to take forever to find. One day I'll source it, I'll find it on eBay, and I'll have to pay through the nose for it. But as I say, this deal off Eddie has been absolutely amazing. He's given us so much with it, chucked in so much extra, and done what I bought off him at a great price as well. Honestly, I can't say it enough. I've always said it a few times. Absolute legend, Eddie. You've done us a real good one here, and some of these games probably wouldn't have without you, certainly for a very, very long time. Helped my collection out, no end. Can't thank you enough. Bloody got Seekers and I. Dude, legend. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally come to the end of the Eddie deal. And believe it or not, this is actually only part one. Because after I'd done this deal, and a few other people had done deals with him, I had a word with him to see what he had left. Certainly connect-wise that I needed. And there will be a part two. There will be a part two as sort of an Eddie deal. You know, there's more dealings to be done with young Eddie. And it might not be till next year that you see that video. But this is part one. There is a part two coming. And mate, I can't wait to get my hands on some of those other games again. And there's more stuff that he's going to gift us with it as well. So again, should we say again? You're a legend, Eddie. Absolute legend. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned in the future, one day, for part two. All I can say right now is thank you very much for watching part one and this video. Honestly, thank you very, very much indeed. Link in the description to Eddie's channel. He's a great lad with great knowledge and the most awesome collection that you'll ever see, honestly, across multiple consoles. He's even kept some of his 360s, it's not all gone. But the Japanese stuff that he's got, Saturn, multiple consoles, the rare PS2 stuff he's got as well. Honestly, it's an amazing collection. He's got an amazing channel. Please do check out Eddie's channel, link in the description. But finally, I will wrap this video up by saying thank you very, very much indeed for watching. And as always, please do take care.